Gonna have to work through on the other side of things. Evil Geniuses completely revamped themselves, overhauling, coming into this map. We're kicking things off here on Abyss between Evil Geniuses and Envy, and already Envy have ideas towards that A side.
Yeah, but pretty quick down mid from EG. We'll get the Veto embedded, have a teleport to get him out.
Interestingly for Envy, this is a very shallow wall over towards A. Doesn't give them a lot of space to work with, but they can crawl out behind that wall. First shots don't determine much of anything, although Evil Geniuses have already brought 3 players to the party.
It's a really good undercut, meant no utility to stall out, so it'll be a full retake for EG, but they still hold on to Heaven control.
How do Evil Geniuses and Envy navigate around this wall? Right now, Envy have 4 players into backside as this flank starts to activate from EG.
But once they see that flank, Envy will want to fight into CT.
Opening shots go EG's way, quickly traded on back, and now that flank of 2 players coming in quickly. Evil Geniuses stuck behind this wall for now. Now it's really paying off. Only way through is with a flash and a nice shot. Still some time to work with, and Evil Geniuses clean things up here on the retake to take the first round.
Good start for Bao, gets 3 on that one. And the timing works out quite well for EG. Envy fight first, making the decision to go towards CT, and that was very successful. But Envy was fully committed to that CT fight, and with 1 smoke up mid-site, EG had an incredibly powerful position for Bao to watch both these angles as his teammates put so much pressure with that defuse coming in.
Yeah, a lot of the time, Bao was just holding lines for his teammates, and the second someone comes into his crosshair, it's an instant kill.
But that fast rotate was possible because both of these get-out-of-jail-free card characters with the Veto and the Yoru had walked early into mid. That double TP will be something to watch of what aggressive positions they can get into and then escape from.
We're going to be watching Bao in particular on the Veto. Came in late last year, so haven't had a chance to see it on the America stage so far.
Interesting buy. Kesnet full armor Stinger. No one else investing.
Shield already primed, and now with Egster and the rest of the team falling, Kesnet could only get 1 kill with that forced buy. Evil Geniuses cruise on through the second.
Easy hold on B for them. And I think the big thing to watch for Envy is how does Kesnet fit into this roster? Obviously, he's one of the most experienced players in VCT Americas, in Valorant as a whole. Made every champs up until last year, but he was always wearing a crew jersey.
Yeah.
This is the first time in so long that we'll ever see him playing for another team.
And that's a whole obstacle in itself because he's always been such a unique player in the duelist role. Like, oh, he's had experience calling on teams before. He's also the lurking duelist that you know and love in the past. He's tried to reinvent himself in recent memory, but now in a new system, it's a very different deal.
But to me, Envy was defined by the synergy between Egster and Kainzera and how they entered and played that aggressive double duelist together. Now they're going to have to rework that synergy with a brand new player.
See what they can do now with a buy. Taking things a little bit slower, but continuing to throw this Viper wall towards A. As we have a slow round, I want to dig into it a little bit because it gives Envy some opportunities to step out into the space and maybe try to remove some of those more comfortable close positions that EG would normally like to play.
It also helps you to feel a little bit safer in conditioning utility towards mid. You see the Viper Orb is in that direction. They throw 1 mid smoke that way, and suddenly mid is a big problem for Evil Geniuses.
Yeah, he could lurk out behind it. 4 players could walk behind it and pull it down, and all of a sudden, one side anchor is looking at a whole lot of players. Right now, that anchor is Bao. Over on the left-hand side of site, but keep your eyes on the lurk coming in. Inspire has made it all the way through mid, waiting for his moment, delivers onto Kong. And now with Bao and Digizin holding it down, Evil Geniuses aren't out of it just yet. As a matter of fact, Envy have nowhere really left to go. The spike is up here on site, desperately calling forward reinforcements. And as those shots do not find their mark, and Oki and Digizin continue to get theirs, Evil Geniuses will take another round of 4 alive.
Very well controlled for EG. They held on to backside control that entire time and picked great timings to fight forward. Look at that stun coming in from the breach.
Nice shot too.
Yeah, a really unorthodox pick on this map. If you were reading the patch notes, you'll note there was a little buff, right? That wider stun, slightly faster flash timings, but not huge changes. However, I think that breach is just so impactful, using that util to refight the front of A.
Importantly, those changes make Breach a little bit more reliable than he's been, and that's always been the weakness. So you put a good player behind that, and you can absolutely fry.
Pros could almost 100% of the time turn his flash before the changes. You still can turn it after, but it's a bit harder.
And with the delay, the nerfs to the stun duration, a lot of people could run outside of it. Now with that extra width, becomes a little bit stronger.
Especially in a complicated fight like that one.
Man. Pistol's not going to stand a chance against Digizin.
Op outlaw, this guy just wants to buy a scope.
Yeah, it was last year when Digizin was playing up with Loud, where it was his operator that was massively feared, and continuing to prove his proficiency on the scoped weaponry here.
As it shot down, and EG will hold on to this anti-eco quite well. And it's a very interesting story for Digizin. This is the second time where he's been sent on the loop of play for a tier 1 team in Americas. He performs great individually, but doesn't quite go his way in terms of the team's performance, and he then has to go back to Brazil, grind it out in tier 2 before getting a second chance. And now this is the second time that's happened, but this time his stint in tier 2 was so good, and Envy will have to be familiar with him. He was the highest rated player, bar none, in America's Ascension, the tournament that Envy won to make it here.
It's a fun situation, because Envy, of course, had to prove themselves as a team to qualify, but you also have so many players that aren't on Ascension winning rosters that are just fighting for individual spots, and for someone like Digizin, just having that half year to be able to do it, prove so much is massive.
But who would have thought it would be EG, the jersey he'd be wearing? I don't think many.
Little geniuses, of course, who went through major changes last year as well, with Ye and Icy in the roster, now rebuilding a very different story, but looking phenomenal so far.
Absolutely. I mean, it's been a series of long shots for Potter, waiting to see if she can find the one that sticks. Maybe it'll be this year.
Val goes ahead and evolves right at the start of the round. That's a nice shot from Supa.
I think that was just spammed through the smoke onto Inspire. That is a lovely start for EG.
There are still 2 players behind this, and we have a lot of space up into mid. Still have to break that 1 player, though. As Supa slips on back towards spawn, allows a few players to cross. He knows there's bodies in here, and he fills in right behind them, taking a good timing, but shooting at clones. Those ghosts end up biting him right in the behind as Bao falls as well. Envy have full control of this B site.
And Oki falls as well on the rotate. This is a very good position for Envy. DG could have a timing.
At the same time as he falls, I was going to say Com starting to activate on a flank, but now in the 1-on-3. And you sort of know Com's motto. So they go ahead and double swing him. Poppin will take that kill, and Envy are going to get their first round on the VCT Americas stage.
They've been conditioning that wall towards A pretty much every round for Envy. And like we talked about previous, it means that they always have an orb and an extra smoke available to help out in this mid-fight. They've shown kind of feints in that direction earlier rounds. Now they finally activate it, explode mid-control, and find success getting back into B for their first round win in Americas.
So now Envy, after taking that round, have 2 major ultimates on their duelist to play off of, a Bucky in Exeter's hands.
But now they've got to deal with DGZin, his first op in hand, and he's looking to contain mid.
Yeah, that op can sometimes be hard to work with when there's a Yor ult on the other side, so often used to just overwhelm a site. Right now, Envy haven't really given any opportunities for Digizin to go for the fight, just a fake teleport up in top mid.
But he'll just repost on that line. Knows that mid is still clear.
Yeah, and a drone in A main sees nothing, so Evil Genius is going to be aware. The B hit is online. Bao sort of digs in his heels backside, but that Bucky is going to be a problem. Exeter, how does he choose to play this one? Jumping on forward and just sits right behind Envy Lines. They're not looking the right direction. Someone turn around. That was absolutely no idea until he realizes Exeter's behind him already.
That was ridiculous.
And yet, the spike is still planted. Envy are down a player, but now they have a Hunter's Fury online too.
And they have a late lurk coming mid.
Now Digizin scouting things out with a dimensional drift of his own. Evil Geniuses have guns behind it too. This lurk might not be quickly enough for Envy. Not unless Rossi's able to hold it down. There's no even alert coming in now. As that player falls on the other side, it is clockwork. Out from EG. That round completely falling apart after Exeter just got caught out. Looking the wrong way.
I'd love to see that from Exeter's POV. That was a very weird interaction.
Yeah.
They were just back to back, walking into each other.
Exactly. Bao actually walks all the way behind him.
Yeah, but look at these shots from Bao. I've been pretty impressive in these first few rounds. I think one of the maybe a little underrated players coming out of Tier 2 in 2025. He didn't get an opportunity to play in Ascension. Things didn't quite go his way with SAT Esports, but
last round. Now, if they do take things a little bit more slowly, that's where Digizin's operator could be a little bit more of a problem. And you talk about an op in Poppin's hands as well on the Sova, looking to play off-site in the post plant with that Hunter's Fury.
I see EG thinks they're going to put more of an emphasis on mid. 3 players stacked there, but B looks to be the destination. Everyone ready in main.
Well, they spot out Bao, but still good luck getting past him. A quick teleport away, and this Hunter's Fury comes in early. That stun out from Heaven does slow things down, but Envy are surely going to get the plant anyways.
So it's a 5-on-5 retake. How do Envy play this post-plant? They have Exer in a forward position, and I think he's the man this round.
And they chuck the spike to Inspire to get the Viper's Pit online as well. That forward fight is here, as now the pit will fall down as well. 3 players of Evil Geniuses approaching on the flank through mid.
Poppin has to hold this. He has an AWP in his hands, but he's already down 1-for-1.
1-for-1's all right. Had already used the Hunter's Fury. How does this go for Evil Geniuses? They have to get through this pit somehow, but they're so separated. 2 players all on their own. Judges in, strikes first, and now Okeanos entering the site himself. Okeanos lethal in that, but Inspire will fall too. And EG take another.
And that's a great example of what happens when you don't hold on to mid control. Immediately, when EG realized that was a full hit on B, they fell back, played retake, and because they had mid the entire time, they were incredibly fast in pushing through a flank and pinching the site, so the Viper's Pit was basically useless.
So in a way, yes, Envy, they fight forward like we were hoping to see out of them, but Evil Geniuses have the right call, whether that's in the moment or expecting Envy to try and play up a little more.
Oh my God!
2 very different attitudes in the coaching booth as well, and the scoreboard reflects it.
We're talking about this comp bringing the breach in for EG. One of the big strengths is your power ult. Rolling Thunder, Hunter's Fury, those are the tools that they'll have for a retake if they need it.
Yeah, they'll see if they can get out of this round without using too much. Envy are forced onto a bit of a half buy. Hero Rifle in Kesnet's hands, and Bao continues to be an issue. Teleport up into Heaven. And for Evil Geniuses, it has just been a lot of these full B retake setups. This time, though, without Bao.
Yeah, that makes it a bit more difficult. Exter as well, forward again. This time they do have a mid lurk, so flank won't be a factor.
It's a sheriff for Inspire, and that's all he needs. Nice kill, and instantly dips away. So a 3-on-5 now. 2 ultimates for Evil Geniuses. How much do they want this round? Oki wants it, that's for sure. 1 kill for him, and now the Rolling Thunder was primed, but not committed to. As it becomes a 3-on-3, repositions to send it into main, but keep your eyes on Rossi. On site, ratting it out inside of the smoke. He goes down, so does Poppin. While Envy had the numbers, they did not have the guns and did not have the fights on EG.
Look at Oki standing up, giving it to him.
And that reminds you of exactly what he looked like on that stage when he debuted last year. Okeanos, one of the loudest players you're going to see up there.
Yeah, EG is a new roster, but in a lot of ways, it's kind of a Leviathan 2025 V2. They've taken Comp, who's on that team. They've taken Oki, who is on that team. And they've also yoinked the assistant coach of Lev and brought him over. So a lot of those pieces sticking around on this 2026 EG.
Trying to build on some pre-existing synergies in a year where there are so many changes being made is important.
Yeah. Envy's starting to run out of chances now. The issue has continued to be these retakes for EG that have been so successful.
Well, Envy guessed the right side this round. Evil Geniuses were feigning some kind of B main aggression. It's allowed Envy to sneak up into Heaven. Evil Geniuses will have to solve the Heaven problem first because they don't have a flank, because there is this very forward spot from Envy. And that lurk through mid too. It's going to be challenging for EG. Didge is in, leading the fray, trying to set up a little bit for this Hunter's Fury. Let's see if those connect. Bao certainly will. And now popping out of that with the shorty, Extra just wheels around on him. Gets 3 kills into the round, stepping up when his team needs him. But it may not be enough just yet. As Bao drops into Heaven, Calm now stuck in an unenviable 1v3. He's on out of there.
So impressive from Exter. If you watched America's Ascension or Challengers, those are the rounds you were seeing so many times. This guy literally only played Yoru. All time in his career, every game in any team he has ever played, he has a 96% pick rate on Yoru. It's ridiculous. And,
unbelievable.
I mean, he's a master at it. You saw there, he was completely ready for it. DG Zin getting quirky with the shotgun out of the ultimate.
I sure hope they don't nerf Yoru.
Yeah. Bad news for Envy stocks if they do.
And yet they did just get their second round of the game. Now, see if they can build off of that at all. That last round didn't run into really any resistance over towards the A side. But it was that forward play from Exter that paid off massively for the team. Ditches in, waiting on the other side of this with an operator, but just a flash on through to secure the dimensional drift on Eggster. And as it comes in, nobody's home.
TG stays posted forward on A, but Envy this time after working the map, getting that ult, they'll leave her mid in bed and look to go back towards B.
Yeah, the dimensional drift is just way too solved. I think Envy can just get that up, go on for the hit. Bao looks for a shot and will secure it. Hold on. Has some support too, and with a quick teleport away, double dives on out. It's 4-on-4 for this post plant.
How do they get back in though? Envy again fighting forward. These players deep need to find success. It comes down to Poppin and Eggster.
Bao already primed the evolution. That's a nice shot from him, lining him up. 3 on the round now. The new kid on the block. Held up in heaven as the rest of his teammates start to move on forward. Eggster is down and Bao with 4. Gets another for EG.
He's just been unbeatable on this site. Stuck around as he was getting droned down by the Yoru ult. Gets a kill looking forward. Chains his TPs together to get out and then just keeps it going. Here's that first kill.
Yeah, I love that he's stepping in there with the fault line, even being under that pressure of the dimensional drift. Still wants the fight before he teleports away.
But Bao, you are him, bro.
Bit of hype coming out of Oki for his new teammate. And I think that the way that EG is playing these retakes shows that they were very well prepared for how Envy likes to play. This is a team that always fights up, always goes aggressive in their post plants. And so their approach is keep the Yoru or the Vito in the site, get a kill, get out, and then you play full retake using your utility for deep positions to flush out the Envy players.
Seems like a winning formula so far. Bao once again boosted on this box. Waiting, and this time goes down, so a little bit more simple for Envy to play in this post plant. Kesnet tries to kidnap someone. Who's it going to be? Ditches in on the other side, and that's, oh no, it's a clone!
Wait, Oki's gotten 3 through that.
Unbelievable, from bad to worse. Envy didn't even plant the spike, and that's the real one. That's who you're hoping to grab.
That's just heartbreaking. Inspire's only got a classic, and he's dead too.
Ridiculous. Anything that could go right for EG is going right. Can do no wrong so far in this game, sitting 9-2.
And here are those Okeanos kills, just charging through the smoke. Sure, it's an anti-eco, but the shots are still nice.
It is done. Come on!
And what's tough is that after that opener from Kesnet, they felt like it was doable. Invest ultimates into that round. Only for it to slip away yet again.
So Kesnitz, who's been going for those hero buys even on the ecos, down to a stinger. For the last round of the half, Calm playing here just for some spam lineup. Trying to dominate that box, but quickly, Envy trying to capitalize on the back of that one. Hunter's Fury on the other side, Calm still gets one. As Supa will fall to the Hunter's Fury. Envy again with numbers, but where do they go from here?
Oki has a powerful position in heaven. Could spam on through, but the plant, it will get down safely. So another set, retake with the spray!
And that's the Rolling Thunder, needed that kill to unlock it. Okeanos trying to dive on in here, capitalize for EG. 10-2 goes this first half, absolute dominance.
How many rounds does Envy lose a player in their post plant? Try and fight forward and swing directly into Dujazin's op. Ever since he got that weapon online, he was dominating. 15-2 for the Brazilian duelist in his America's re-debut.
Just stellar stuff. Even the last kill before the flash comes online. Dujazin and Bao currently sitting at 30 kills to 7 deaths combined. It's disgusting. And there's a little into the first half. Hopefully we can see, though, on the defense side of things, Envy find their groove here, at least early on. But that's going to come with some ask, and the ask is, how do we stop Dujazin and Bao from doing what they did in the first half? It's going to start with a little bit of aggression into A main, which is instantly canceled out by a well-placed fault line.
Yeah, the breach is so good for countering that kind of aggression. The line control into mains is powerful no matter what map.
Check this out, quick teleport into mid. 3 players from Evil Geniuses just swarming, and a double teleport from Bao to get up there right behind his teammate. Same time, Rossi is just carving up the A site. This pistol round, while it was all the bells and whistles, oh, it was so exciting from Evil Geniuses, Envy just beat them with guns.
They wanted the Envy way, which is exactly what they needed. Build the confidence back up. You see a smile slipping across Eggster's face. as he gets 3 defending towards CT. It's okay. A simple round to start. That's how you build these things up.
They're just running straight through the one-way, and even a long range. Rossi lining up those classic hits. Now I do want to check and see, I believe Eggster may have grabbed a Bandit as his secondary. He had it for a second. Might be our first look at it here in Americas, and it doesn't really matter what he has as a secondary if he's just getting kills with the primary. That'll be the first one for him as Rossi and the rest of the crew just keep on flying through. It's that 5 kills already for Rossi in this second half, already off to a much better start.
Yeah, very aggressive for Envy. Full push through.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
That's
Don't
tough.
give him an alt orb. And lock up. A 4th round for Envy. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. Of course, playing a no Senti comp. I think EG showing us that pistol with the double TP into mid might become a bit of a theme, especially when they themselves are playing the single smokes.
Suddenly went from 2 to 7 kills.
True. But
How did that happen?
Yeah, you get 5. Turns out that's how math works. But when you're playing solo smokes, you kind of need a teleport agent to help you take mid control, because you can't just double smoke at the start of every round. So we'll see if EG wants to put an emphasis on that a bit later. As this round, we'll start with a bit of an A default. Actually take control of that space, at least for now. Envy might consider a refight with 3 here.
Yeah, we'll see. Envy not having any flashes to really work with over here, apart from a Paranoia, makes it a little bit less encouraging to go for that fight. So instead using the drone, keeping things a little quieter over here. Just 3 players behind it. They do see Digizin was starting to fall away, so that's going to signal some rotations already from Kesnet back in spawn.
But no one directly holding on to mid control for Envy. Instead just playing deeper, kind of containing on timings as you see the Omen rotating all the way back towards spawn.
EG just gearing up for an A-pop, and Envy have exactly the right read on this situation.
Hard execs are very potent with this composition. The breach certainly helps with that. Can suffer these crossfires just a bit more.
I believe there's a Viper's Orb on site as well as a wall for Envy to try and play around. A lot of confusion they can try to create, especially as now Rossi enters the picture. Eggster down, but still 3 players waiting to receive his Inspire. Sneaks up and uses the orb to boost up top site, seeing right over his wall. That's some nice movement out of him. Unfortunately, falls straight to his death, and the rest of his team was just not ready for the fight. Rossi goes down without any other support. It's just a little bit disjointed on the return, and EG will take the round.
That 1 kill was pivotal. When your first anchor falls so early there, as Eggster went down here from a nasty shot out of Digizin. Suddenly that flood is so much harder to make work. EG had already scaled quite close to that wall before that pop fully came in. And they were able to cut down those flooding players before they even got a chance to group up whatsoever.
It's unfortunate too, because I liked the tech Inspire was using. The wall through half sight, knowing his angles to play up and around it.
Yeah, last year in Americas, most teams were playing the Astra Omen if they double smoked on this map. Viper a bit less common, even though it does get some play.
Digizin moves away from the view, and Evil Geniuses get ready to walk back up into A main. But again, it's fairly passive on A main from Envy. Again, starting to shift back towards B. Wonder what the idea is going to be for them to play with on this A retake, if it ends up going that way.
They just want a bit of a re-clear in mid, make sure no one lurked up that way. Not fast rotates into A. They do hear more.
Calm even thought about challenging the angle, ends up stepping on back. Down under a minute on this clock as some footsteps are heard from the clone. That sends Poppin sailing on backwards, who does have a dart to play with. If he wants to fire out that recon as the hit comes in. Some opportunities to spam out from heaven.
But Envy has gambled the wrong side. They'll only have 2 players here. Support is far.
That's the thing, though, is they brought those 2 players back. Earlier, they were not playing this site. Now they have some opportunities. A Paranoia comes out. That recon as well. These players are spotted, but the flash hits them. Poppin falls away as Rossi takes the kill. Now less than 30 seconds. Evil Geniuses trying to fight into backside. Spike plant under a little bit of pressure. Some utility, timing that one out as the swing comes in. Kesnet gets the first. primes another shield, goes down through the flash, and now just 10 seconds left. It's starting to be a little bit of a mess. Inspire charging on forward as the spike goes down, but there's too many left to deal with. Envy take their 5th.
You saw that Flood retake fail in round 15 with Envy getting cut down one at a time. But a round like that is exactly the goal of how they play. Leave 2 anchors on the site who are very willing to proactively fight and just get that bit more time as the rest of the team just fearlessly charges back in. Look at Kesnet, shield up, not a care. Even though he dies, he gets time for the rest of his team to set up for better positions on that retake.
And now Evil Geniuses not going for much of a hero. I think Digizen's going to buy something, a little something here with the opportunity for a dimensional drift, but setting Envy up to start to build onto their economy. They've got the operator in Eggster's hands as well. This could be the start of something if they keep it clean in these next couple rounds.
Still a big if. EG put more of an attention on mid. They showed something similar in the pistol round. Looks like they could go for one of those double TPs again, try and blow up this part of the map.
Here's that teleport. This time, though, Digizen not asking for too much more support behind it. Just has Supa guarding his back, and as Digizen steps into that smoke, that's the hero rifle gone. And what should be EG's chances into the round, Rossi chooses to teleport over from the other side of the map, support this B site, and just say, this door is closed over on B. EG realizing that are not even going to challenge it.
No, they left our Aster in mid. They want to call back towards the A side of the map. Leaving an embed here. They could even go back B late. They're really taking their time with this eco round.
Yeah, EG are kind of throwing out the fishing line here and seeing if anything bites on a round like this. If Bao could find someone, if Envy get a little over eager, if there's someone playing up in A main they could take down. But now as Bao is gone, so is the chance of a good catch. It's got to be over towards this A site now for Evil Geniuses. Left. And again, they are really working on the clock. Poppin is out here alone. This seems ill-advisable. It's a 1-for-1, still Envy with the numbers, as Kesnet also is isolated, and now Envy have given away a pretty large advantage. Only 1 gun picked up from comp, but there are 2 ultimates online.
And these EG players are so separated.
Envy are all on their own too. It's 1v1s across the board.
Player standing.
Okeanos style, without a rifle himself, stepping right back into that flank, and Rossi will finish off the round, so got a little bit hairy for a moment, but Envy still take the round.
The way Envy played that was scary to me. In the 3-on-2 anti-eco, Rossi's jumping out onto site pretty much alone. If he dies there, it could have been a very different round, but it isn't today, and that's how this team likes to play. They're willing to take those big risks to make the individual plays, take that timing. It was so successful for them in Tier 2.
Nice! Nice, Rossi.
So, Envy head into this next round, and this round is the big one for them. Obviously trailing by 5, but look at the ultimates on EG's side. Envy need to come up with an answer, and you can't help but feel like it's going to be off the back of Eggster. Top performer for Envy so far, has the operator and the dimensional drift himself.
I do like this approach. They gamble for A. If it's a B hit, they'll just full retake with dimensional drift.
We've already seen how Inspire can work that B site behind his smoke. If he can just get 1-2 kills, set his team up, that would be everything. Now a teleport up into mid. Digizen sees absolutely nothing so far. It will be Inspire, whose feet might have just been seen there. I think Digizen sees that. Maybe not. It's a little bit of a mess. Inspire in and out and around the smoke. That'll be a kill for him. And still chooses to play on site. He is digging in firmly as the rest of Envy approaches. Operator now peering out of heaven. Inspire above them all, takes his shot, takes his time, and again he falls for 3 for 4! He's a monster! And wants a little bit more. Where is Calm hiding? Rossi trying to lay down the gold carpet for him. Inspire falls, but Envy take the round nonetheless.
That was a masterclass from Inspire. Anchoring on the B site. It's not common you see Viper get a lot of play on this map, but you can see just how many angles this setup gives you. He can jump up top, dive down on either side.
Oh, window.
Come on!
And that's all he's got to get. A little bit of
You sit down!
action after.
I love the turn of emotion. Oh, man.
Thinking about some EG games in the past, that's all. I won't say anything more yet.
I don't like where your head's at. Mimi, I don't like where your head's at. I also don't like where EG's economy is at right now. Even if they have those ults. I also don't like that Envy won that round without Eggster needing to get some op kills, without needing to use that ultimate either.
EG didn't use 2 of their ults, so that's good for them.
Sets up for another critical swing round. After this, if Envy can hold down the fort. EG trying to do battle with numbers here and succeed in forcing one duelist off the line. Kesnet doesn't really care though, he's still taking shots. Calm is down to 20 HP as a matter of fact.
Envy not being too welcoming in the doorway of A. They shoot them away for the first 40 seconds, but EG, steadfast. They will make this A exec happen, for better or for worse.
That's what options they have. A couple of stars from Supa. Would they ever put down the divide? I'm not so sure. Here on the Eco, they only need 2 more round wins, so really, unless things are starting to look very good for Evil Geniuses, might need a more conservative approach as that stun comes down a little bit too late. And now a Hunter's Fury, sent from Calm back in main, Poppin, shooting out some of his own utility from heaven. Now the drop comes in, and Kesnet wipes the floor with him, so that ultimate pays off in absolutely no manner whatsoever, and Envy are within 3.
I really don't like EG using an ult there. I think when you're up this big, you only need 1-2 rounds, something like that. The goal should always be to build 3-4 of your power ults into 1 round, then you can basically guarantee you're winning. They took a risk, it didn't pay off, and now their tools are just a bit weaker going into this next round.
Yeah, some small timing things as well there. I think the one-way disappeared with 1 second between the fault line coming down too, so that allows the shot to come in from Eggster. Need to tighten things up a little bit for Evil Geniuses, who have really struggled here on the attack side.
So what do EG do? Eggster will post the op in mid.
EG want this mid fight, have 5 players ready for it.
That same TP primed, but a player watching it.
Oh, hold on, Digizin teleports forward. Kesnet just mowed down. What on earth just happened? This round started and ended in the blink of an eye.
Somehow, DG gets that kill on the teleport. That turns everyone's head to look at him. And in that exact timing, Bao swings out and just feasts.
Yeah, Bao had taken advantage of that quicker walk up, using the new halls up into mid, just playing on the other side of Bookcase. Absolutely carves Envy there.
And suddenly it goes from it feeling so good from the momentum building to a nightmare scenario for Envy where they're losing round 20, staring down the face of 12, and EG didn't have to use any of those key ults that we keep talking about.
That sets them up beautifully. You talk about saving a few ultimates to just confirm a series, or a map win rather. Once you reach up onto 12, Evil Genius is going to be in that exact position following this one. Yet that mid fight, maybe not so easy just to replicate, so Evil Geniuses aren't out of the woodworks just yet. Calm goes jumping around there. Secure that round and put Evil Geniuses on map point.
There's always very obvious ways where the game changes with patches and things like that, but in the last couple of years, I think one of the subtle things is how much pro players abuse jumping around corners.
Oh my God, bro! If I'm gonna play for stats where my next team can pick me up, I'm gonna do the same shit.
That's crazy.
I think we should just leave Oki's mic open the whole game.
Just let it be a hot mic.
Yeah, just let him do it. Unbelievable. Well, Envy feeling the sting just a little bit. Need 4 rounds here, tie things up. And it's going to be Poppin tasked with the operator duty. Back in mid right now. Of all things. Extra wanted to handle the rifle work in this round.
Bao posts up in mid, a TP to get him out. And that interceptor as well will completely hold off any re-clear attempts with a drone or a dart.
This A side is really light from Envy. Rossi just needs to find something here and fall away. Doesn't even challenge onto the angle. Instead, falling away. Knowing there's a rolling thunder on the other side of that Cosmic Divide. Poppin's out on the ledge. Thought he could play with something with the op of all things. And yet can't quite get that shot down. And now the kidnap. That's the planter. That's Calm. Picked up by Kesnet. Kesnet, what have you got? He's got Calm. And now Envy could take their time on the retake, but with Poppin falling, things start to equalize. Inspire takes down Bao in mid. Now without that lurk coming in, EG need to fight forward, but that goes horribly wrong as well. And now Eggster getting full information over the site, sees exactly where these players are. Dujazin is down, and Envy stay alive.
Some key parts of that round. I think number one is flushing the lurk in mid. Envy were aware that Bao was there. They get a pick on him before he can become a problem whatsoever. And the second is that Envy was willing to just play full retake that round. I think that's absolutely the right call. If they try to hard anchor against these ultimates.
Bang!
Could have gone pretty poorly.
Let's go.
I don't think he's playing today.
We'll check in with him later, maybe.
Yeah.
See what's up there. Now, Evil Geniuses still have some opportunities left, but it's just 2 rifles for them in this round. Really strange buy. See what they can do with their heavy hitters here, and Dujazin and Bao, who completely dominated in that first half. Hasn't quite been the same story here on the attacking side, but maybe with them working up into mid and B respectively, they can get something done.
Cutting through.
More of a spread default for EG this time.
Fake teleport.
Poppin still holding on to that operator, still liking that angle and going for the reswing. Maybe a little bit ill-advised. Now Envy without any way to gather mid-round info.
That makes things a lot more difficult. They decide to just split it 2-2. Just play contain on mid control. So EG, if they group for an exec, either side here will be at an advantage, despite the worst guns.
Drone onto A, pulls out 1 smoke from Rossi. Evil Genius is just waiting to get back over towards B. Eggster has some smokes to play around. Let's see if he can channel some of the magic we got out of Inspire. He can't do anything, and Inspire might just be a little bit too late. Now into the site, really trying to hold things down. A pit out from him, and he jumps up as well. Not again, not from this position. Inspire sees that player, but I think he was seen on the other side. Dujazin takes him down. And this game might just be over. Not unless Rossi can do something here. Pulls away from the shorty now in a 1-on-4. Make it 1-on-3. Rossi still getting it done, needs the ace. But he goes down for a thrifty. EG take the first map of 2026.
There's a dominant start to this match.
Some very flexible roles for Evil Geniuses, which has been a standard of Potter's coaching style over the years.
For sure. We're hopping into map 2, EG leading by 1. As a reminder, if you lose this series, you go down to our middle bracket. You still have 1 more chance after that. But you definitely want to stay in the upper. Keep your 3 chances alive.
Yeah, according to Sideshow, if you saw the pre-show, 3 strikes and you're out. So just don't lose 3 games and you're going to Santiago.
That's very true.
It's just that simple. And that's a bandit kill from Poppin.
And that's a bit more normal from
That's a
Kesnet.
ghost kill from Kesnet. I just got excited. New gun, it's fun. But it still, you know, shoots heads in very similar ways. All right.
Spike down.
Even playing field to just end down very low HP as Rossi makes quick work. And this will be back-to-back pistols for Envy if they keep it classy, which they do. Eggster starting to finish the round with the kill.
Nice cleanup from Envy, something they're always very good at on defense, no matter the roster, is holding and then refighting in together. This is a team that really likes to control the pace in aggression. That, by the way, is how he got that first bandit kill. Just spamming through the smoke with it.
And the more Corrode changes, the more it stays the same. Look, you can't shoot through every wall now, but surprise, you can still shoot through smokes.
You can absolutely do that. They didn't change that part unless, I don't know, I guess you want to play Harbor, which I don't think anyone does.
No, don't think we've got that in us still. Now, interestingly, there were some small pistols picked up from EG. A ghost for Oki, a shorty for Dujazin to do some silly little dive plays. It's calm to take the first contact and Inspire. Mows down a couple players. Eggster now just allowing players to run into this smoke. Doesn't care before teleporting on out of there. While Bao has picked up a stinger.
This is so Envy. Look at how they're playing this anti-eco.
Unreal. A paranoia out from mid, and it has resulted in now a Marshall being picked up. Still not an easy position to play out of as the swings come on through. So what looks a little bit overwhelming at times, it still is going to get Envy their second round.
Yeah, they will play defense that way, whether it's an anti-eco, whether it's gun v gun, whether they're on an eco. And once they find you, they will want to fight. They are very good at it. Inspire re-swinging there is crazy.
Enemy remaining.
But works out for him and ends up pretty clean in the end.
I'll take it. I'll take my 2.
So obviously a much better start already for Envy. Now though, EG fully kitted up, Calm with the Odin. Of course, the gun to always be tracking here on Corrode.
Quick reminder of the changes: you can no longer spam that line, and you can no longer spam this line, which you used to be able to with the Odin.
I don't think the walls go quite as far as you drew them, but I understand the point.
It's hard to be precise.
Words matter, Mimi. All right. Pompin not seeing anyone right now. Oh, now he is.
Yeah, no haunt breakers. I think they thought it was going to get stuck in that smoke and not reveal.
And that pull back out from A main. Oh, instant demise. Finds Kesnet.
Yeah, it looked like Envy weren't quite ready for those players to be so quick up mid, and suddenly this A main hold is just completely crumbled. Yeah,
after maybe seeing the ping of the player a little bit further up in mid, thought there was more pressure on the B side of things as opposed to splitting on A. That leaves Eggster here, flashing himself on in. Okeanos just holds the line. No issues there.
Cutting through.
And one by one they filter in. One by one, actually. Poppin gets his kill and can reset the round a little bit, see what damage Envy can do on the outside of things.
Inspire is going to be so late on a lurk, though. How much more can Inspire?
That's gross.
Okay, Poppin.
There's no way you get more here. Yeah, trying to make that mad dash for the Phantom. No luck this time. But already taking 3 rifles out of the equation. Not too disappointing of work from Envy. Inspire's managed to upgrade into the Vandal. Now falls on down. EG get there first.
And it really just crumbles in that A main hold. EG catching the timing to pick off those 2 players in lobby. And the thing about Envy is that when they're up, they'll keep swinging and they'll snowball a win. When they're down, they're also going to be willing to keep swinging, keep taking these fights. And, you know, sometimes you get success like those Marshall shots that we saw out of Poppin, and, well, sometimes just snowballs the round away from you.
So Evil Geniuses took things a little bit slower on that last round, tested up into mid, got that split going. Paid off in a big way for them. This time, though, a little bit more of a focus on B main. Maybe pick up an orb, force players out of this space.
Envy likes to play very aggressive in how they anchor B main. See Inspire fighting up, using that molly proactively. Doesn't want to give up any ground on B.
EG have chosen just to leave Oki back in B main for now, waiting to see if there's going to be a refight, and he could take that kill before slipping away as now the drone comes in on a slight delay. Evil Geniuses haven't really moved in behind it just yet. Poppin will be here if they continue forward.
Fightball is doing so much as Inspire just threw that smoke. Gets caught by Oki.
Hard read from EG, right? Expecting Inspire to go for those forward looks. And again, it happens in mid. This is the standard play you were talking about from Envy. They're always going to be taking these opportunities, especially once players go down. Try and filter back into empty space, get some information, look for an opportunity to swing the round.
This is exactly how you shut them down. Hold every angle, punish players as they go for the aggressive fights. But now there's still the matter of closing it out, and Envy do have 2 players anchoring. A third rotating in as well on B.
Teleport set up into the corner as the dashes come on in. Still that player lodged in sight. Still 2 players back in elbow. Calm gets the first kill, and the rest just keep on pushing forward. We're all tied up at 2 and 2.
So early days, EG have the recipe. Put a little pressure on one part of the map, hold for the re-aggression to come in, and you'll be rewarded. How to Envy look to change things up. As a result of these first couple rounds they've lost. Add armor to that wall.
Add armor to every wall, no.
Yo, Hunter! That's how you re-clear B main?
I think he said, I'm just giving you some polite advice at the end.
Exactly,
that's what I'm pretty sure just happened. I'm not sure.
The primary IGL for a team, he's always been a very vocal player on that initiator role, as many players in that role are, but now having to take over and kind of nurture this next edition of EG.
Envy getting active up into mid, but instantly punished for it. Seeing if they could find anything here.
They're still going.
Bridges in, now the pressure comes in, can't get anything else. And now this puts EG in a really strange position. It's less strange when Envy just keep running into you and dying. For a moment, EG were separated, 2 players towards B, 2 towards A. That can be hard to play when sound is off and it all stalls out in the round.
Bit of a divide there. Eggster runs forward, continues the fight as Kesnet is falling back and rotating away. I think if it's Kane there, you probably see them continue pushing together.
So now, Envy on opposite sides of the world. You really hate to be in a position like this, and for Evil Geniuses, I just think that they've responded to a lot of this aggression very nicely.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't feel like they're reinventing the wheel or anything like this. They just, whether it's the last couple of rounds, put down an insert, maybe played a little bit for mains and just waited for Envy to sort of overexpose themselves.
Plant will come down. Kesnet will eventually activate, but he's spotted out and won't get away with anything.
Now, Mimi, you were one of the Envy believers we had before this series. So far, they had that comeback towards the end of Abyss, but couldn't actually turn it around. What's the hope you would sell to try and get things on the right page now that we're heading into an actual honest rifle round for them?
The first thing I would sell is that I accidentally submitted the wrong pred. And I meant to
Okay, no, I'm not going to accept that.
I'll sell your argument here for Envy. I think the number one thing is slow down the mid-round aggression on your own. I think that what EG is doing is in their default.
Coach, I'm sorry. I meant to give it to him. I didn't expect him to run there. I'm
Talking
actually sorry.
to the camera. Okay.
Walter White to camcorder.
No, but I'd like to see them slow it on these kind of mid-round re-aggressions. You've seen a lot of players just get caught walking up on timings, and it hasn't really been working out. If they go for re-aggro, I want to see set plays instead with the duelists playing together or getting Poppin involved.
Well, one easy solve could just be Operator in Eggster's hands. With that Viper on A main, though, it's a little bit harder, so Eggster just has to hope players aren't creeping up behind that wall. Get his kill and get out, but already DigiZen has gotten pretty close here. And EG, with their hard reads on the main aggros, are anticipating this. That Dimensional Drift goes up into mid. Quick teleport out from Okeanos, trying to scout on back as Eggster gets that first kill. Quickly traded away. And now Kesnet under pressure. The Hunter's Fury trying to play off the back of that information. Forces Envy to run away. And as Poppin gets knocked down in mid, more and more individuals from Envy are asked to enter into the fight. And Rossi steps up when it matters. Knocked down just in the same moment. As Evil Geniuses throw that wall up, slow things down, plant the spike, and set up in the post.
2-on-3 now. This is a very big round for Envy. If Kesnet can get one kill, he'll get his ult online.
This hold from Evil Geniuses, covering a lot of their bases, and now as they see more and more players, can make it a little more simple. That dart reveals absolutely everything, and Evil Geniuses shut Envy down.
A couple moments this game where I'm noticing a slight disconnect in Envy playing their aggressive floods that you wouldn't have seen when they had their full roster and challengers. This round, when they go for that fight back site, watch here how you see Rossi swinging all the way out far on that angle, while Kesnet is still stuck behind that Viper wall. Envy's the team who makes a lot of decisions very quickly. They choose when to fight. They're very kind of just mind-blinked when you looked at the old team of how they fought forward. And with introducing new players, it's hard to get used to that new style of integrating someone into that system.
Yeah, because so much of timing, spacing, and swings comes down to communication, but even more at times is coming down to just that raw synergy and expectations. Exactly.
When you've played together for so long, and they no longer have that advantage.
Have to work on building that back, and again, now on to a bad buy from Envy, so maybe not to be asked of them in this round, especially as EG continue to take things slow. It's interesting. You've got DigiZen playing slow over towards A, waiting for that re-aggro to come in. Evil Geniuses very clearly have done their homework and have a set idea of how to play this map. So Okeanos just goes for the swing into B main, gets the kill, gets the orb. He's looking for another Dimensional Drift in a couple rounds.
And he knows exactly what's coming next.
Sometimes it doesn't matter if you know what's coming. You still get sat down.
Ah, you do. Inspire getting his revenge in B main this time.
Envy do have a stack towards this A side. EG don't have infinite time to play with if they wanted to get this information and pivot away. And Envy, with an ultimate ready in Kesnet's hands, have a chance here on the light buy to do some damage. Down to 25 seconds now. EG really forced forward into this A site. Bundled up with 4 players as the saturate comes down. They're slowed again. 15 seconds. Envy locking it down on A. EG have no option but to force their way back in, and it's so many for EG. Calm, left alone, charging on in. Only one shot left, and he gets it. time to plant, but not time to pull away from this spike. Inspire, not gonna see him just yet. Peppers him through the smoke and takes him out. Inspire steps up to the challenge.
And finally, EG's slow rounds are punished. Little insult to injury from Inspire.
And it's coming down to the wire. So little time left to go. Inspire. What does he go for? There's a gun over there on the ground. The spike, it's ticking away. And he gets it with 6.
Good bit.
Okay, Inspire, I see your game. I see your game. And we're just going to move on.
Okay. This fight was everything, though. Inspire has gone for that refight so many times because they just made it too long. They finally exec in 10 seconds. Bandit in the corner.
One enemy remaining.
That is a big round for Envy to win.
Why can I still hear myself? It was a one-time bit. It was a one-time bit.
What did you think about the bit?
Oh, man.
Yeah, me too.
Well, Evil Geniuses also had plenty of time to think about how they lost that round with the time delayed by Inspire.
Okay, Eggster, tucked in the corner here, might have a fight against DG.
Wall down, Clone comes across. There's so much utility, he's just got to run away. The rest of Envy, 2 players in top mid, Nightfall comes on down as another reposition. Needs the Kesnet dropping and ditches in once more, trying to get on out of there. As Poppin swings back in for another kill. Eggster behind enemy lines. At the same time, Baugub's in heaven. This map is insanity right now. Evil Geniuses want to come back into their Omen, but there is still Inspire on this site, and a nice shot from him locks down B. Back on Abyss, him holding down B site.
Here comes this fight again.
Was massive. Now with a chance to do it again. But pressure in from mid as well. The step on forward as he falls. Again out of it. And Mimi, there's another flank coming back through B main right now. As some stall goes up from heaven, Eggster trying to make plenty of noise. This flank is quick. Evil Geniuses are not looking the right direction yet, and that's gonna punish them. Rossi now in a one-on-one. Okeanos on the other side, Paranoia as he comes in behind him. It's ring around the Rosie. Somehow Okeanos has crept into the center of sight. And Rossi is right on top of him. You have got to be kidding me. Rossi gets it done. We're tied again.
Crazy 1v1 to end it. But it's Envy coming out on top again. And you're seeing how much this team thrives in the chaos. Last round, in the last second, winning out. This time, in one of the most chaotic mid-fights you'll ever see. Picking the right timings to reaggress that final flank that came back in through main. Getting that kill onto Calm and setting Rossi up for his clutch.
A little bit wild in that last round, but Evil Geniuses are going to hit the break button, committing into a certain zone on the map. See what the call ends up being, because right now it's looking like some other EG rounds where they have loved to put their 2 duelist players on opposite ends of the map, play for the mains, try to shut down any over-adventurous Envy members.
But Envy reacted to that this time by very early pushing both their duelists into mid-aggressive. EG almost always in this default starts taking the 2 mains and then goes back into a mid-reclear. Envy's ready for that this time with this crossfire.
Especially because the mid-reclear might just be with one guy. Okeanos, though, has the ultimate, has the teleport to get on past those 2 players.
He did not look behind him,
He did not see them.
I don't think it'll matter.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you're going to see an empty A site. The problem is these 2 mid players are coming in quickly through this smoke. Eggster has no fear when it comes to swinging on through these, so flash through in front of the Saturate, sat on down. One more player behind as the Hunter Fury comes in. The Evil Geniuses just mow Envy down. This round over in the blink of an eye. See these last 2 members of Envy completely isolated.
And it's one piece of util that does it. Digits in, Saturate there was so perfect. That refight in was very well set up. A flash, an Omen Paranoia, but DG counters it out completely.
Inspire will get 1 over towards mid, but comes in a little bit too late to have any real go into this round.
Yeah, and with players this poor on the side of Envy, you want to save these guns, get a buy over to them.
Now what I'm curious is, obviously that round from Evil Genius Leap, pretty solved, right? You know, they use those two ultimates to run on into the A site, hold down the quick flank through mid. Now they've got to solve these next 3 rounds without the benefit of those critical ults.
So EG now, after showing having those ults online and playing a very slow round, this might be the one where they play with something a little more aggressive. You see them starting with all 5 players in A main, still with that ult online from Digizin. They won a lot of these critical A main brawls earlier in the half when they went for this kind of aggression.
Pit put down over towards the B side. Rossi's in a good spot. If he wanted to fight for the forward space with the Paranoia instead, dips on back as Kesnick goes in, 1 shot and out. Good for the kill. Back onto the line with a good Paranoia as well. 2 and 2 kills. Blind makes things a little bit more challenging with Rossi. Turns on a dime for a quick headshot. Helps out his teammate secure that one. Now Common 1-on-3. And no space anywhere on the map. Spotted a shoulder. Tries to whittle away with a shock dart, but at the end of the day, he needs to play a little bit with the clock right now. Envy know exactly where he is.
A player going back to police in mid as well means that Khan basically has to telegraph where he's rotating. And he doesn't have much of a choice with 40 seconds than to try and get a pick back into A.
There are some 1v1s for him to take right now. I believe he was spotted on the jiggle, though, at a timing he didn't even catch, and now the spam through the wall. Only 25 seconds left, and now the chip damage is being sent Com's own way. Recon dart out, that's a clone, that sees, goes ahead and grabs him. Actually, just missed. He's really taking his time here. Spots the flash, turns it, pushes forward, but no kill, and now without any time left on the clock, the magic is lost. And Exeter will take a 5th.
I don't know if I've ever seen someone killed by, what was that, 4 or 5 jumping Bucky right clicks?
Well, I think there might have been a shorty involved initially, and then it switched over to a Bucky. I'm not really quite sure. There was so many.
What I know is that Kesnet won them this round. Those shots were just impressive.
Yeah, this from Rossi too as well. A headshot right before he falls down.
Yeah. I like to see Envy willing to play that more passive defense on A, though. They lost a lot of early rounds just like full committing into this lobby fight. Here they play a bit more passive and fight back in after they hear that EG util. Get rewarded for it.
Oki, the only player with a rifle in hand for Evil Geniuses. And Egster, one of the first times ever, steps into the corner. Finally realizing this pattern of how Okeanos likes to play for the B main space. Probably the best round for it to happen as well. Take that hero rifle straight on out of the hands. Digis in a little bit slow there. Pick up the gun, and Inspire will take that kill too.
They do get out on site, but this is still a tough fight. Inspire here.
I mean, it's just a mess, right? Envy making quick work of things. A flawless round for them. Take the lead once again. Been a while since we could have said that for them.
Yeah, I really like that different approach to the B main fight. Showing the one way there, which is just so effective to catch Bao on that timing you're talking about that he just kept taking. I know, it really feels like the second half of Abyss where EG is leading, they have the read, and then flip switches and it starts to slip away.
Yeah, the main thing though was Evil Geniuses on the defense side were absolutely lights out.
It's true.
So if you're going pure side, oh, double dive on in from Kesnet with the lineup there. Nice trade from Okeanos, playing a little bit further back this time around.
EG was trying to run their own set play, set up for that ultimate. Said they're the ones getting caught out. Thankfully though, with that trade back onto Kesnet, his ult won't be a factor and it goes 1-for-1.
Now over on the B side, Okeanos has stuck around.
He heard the TP out. Does he know about Rossi? No.
No, he does now. Gonna remember that one. EG had stepped forward into A main as well, but Envy are just holding these angles a little bit too strongly right now. Good Prowler out, allows Inspire to go ahead and get yet another. And now with the ultimate to regroup out of Rossi, this round is cooked.
And these are the exact kind of solutions I wanted to see from Envy. Instead of re-clearing space alone, go for the mid-round set plays, always be paired up and fighting together. It's pretty basic stuff, but they execute on it so much better after getting that first time out.
Calm goes ahead and runs all the way into mid. Unfortunately for him, Exer's already
30 seconds left.
caught this rotation. Going for the jump peaks, now reveals exactly what is going down. 20 seconds left onto the clock, so Envy are actually going to have the lead here going into the second half on EG's own map pick. Assuming all goes according to plan, there's so little time left onto the clock. Exer chooses to just go ahead and allow the spam, so while you can't spam through most of that wall, that little corner right there, you still can, Mimi.
You can. And that's Envy up 7-5. Really great recovery from them. They win the pistol, lose 4 in a row, and then put it all together. This was a great set play. A lot of it was about figuring out how EG was playing B main control. They started dominating that space in the second quarter. And it nets them an advantageous half. Still more to play. Second half of Corrode. And those two will certainly have to apply themselves on this attacking half for Envy that relies so much on these hyper-aggressive double dive plays.
And one of the things we'll be watching is some of that aggression in the post plants, the forward fights from Envy. EG love to play heavy on the retake, and we're dominating Envy in those late round skirmishes. This time Envy not really doing any amount of misdirection. It's just a full-on exec over towards B, where the Bandit gets a couple of nice shots out of Soup, and he can fall on back and set his team up again for that post plant. This time, though, Envy just charging on forward. 2 players now going for the swing, and it's not advisable. It is a disaster for Envy.
It's reminiscent of the first map there with holding for that re-aggression.
And even here, I like how patient Bao is being, waiting in the corner, anticipating again. Eventually, Envy's gonna try a little something. EG have plenty of time. They reacted very quickly on the map. They've got 2 players already in B main. So Bao's gonna be one of the last guys to activate. He's got to know there's players around here. Now he's looking at him. Nice shot from Poppin on the return, but Dudges in and Supa filter on through to take this pistol nice and clean for EG.
Yeah, you saw how willing EG were to give the space there to the double dive. They know how much Envy loves those hyper-aggressive site takes. So you give them their space, you wait for them to swing just that little bit too far, as you see here, and immediately punished. And only when that's complete do you activate this pinch. All of the keys that won EG Abyss got shown again here on the pistol round.
Crispy work out from EG. Get to see a little preview of these next few rounds, because I think one of the things EG can do very easily is stall out on the Viper side of the map, especially, and just play for quicker rotates with the Yoru, with the team on through mid.
So Envy were playing a lot on their defense with that solo Viper anchor on B.
Yeah, this time EG may be trying to have some variance in how they hold the B space. Dijizin's got an Outlaw in hand. Give that man a scoped weapon any day of the week. This time he's posted up on a more passive line over on B.
You're talking about win cons as well. Don't let Dijizin get an op.
I'm not sure that Envy have the choice there.
No, certainly they don't. But if you can shut them down once, keep their money in a bad spot, maybe.
Yeah,
but,
that's the hope. Usually that comes after winning a pistol round.
It does.
Or winning one of these swing rounds 2 and 3.
Thankfully for them, though, the way he bought, he won't have it at least until like round 4.
Round 4 is the one to look at. There could be some trouble, but again, this Bandit in a very good pair of hands. Supa for 3 here. Nice and easy.
I think you might see some teams be willing to run that Bandit as like your light buy if you're FPX buying on an anti-eco, because its niche is really killing light armored players, right? That's where it fits into the middle, where even at a little bit longer ranges, you can one-shot headshot to 125.
Yeah. Ranges where the Ghost couldn't do the same
Exactly.
thing. And for only 100 extra credits, not so bad there.
Yeah, will we see it on most eco rounds where you're playing full armor? I don't really think so. Just buy the Sheriff. It's going to be better still. But I think that is the exact niche where we might see the gun fit in a little bit.
Oh, teleport up into A main. This is about to be mayhem. I tell a lie. Everyone teleports and dashes away except for Okeanos, who's left completely on his own. And now a little bit of that mayhem comes online as Kesnit pushes straight through that smoke. And it's Dijizin running for the hills.
Yeah, nice hold for Envy. They wait for a moment, catch out that aggression, and then re-push in to eviscerate EG. Already down to only 2 players. and a B site open for business.
Since I think we have a little bit of extra time to continue this bandit discourse going, because it's our first time seeing it, I do think there is an element, because I don't think we saw it at all in the first pistol round of Abyss, but we've seen one in all the pistols since then. I think there is a big thing to look at, your enemy agents, if it's more common for them to be buying a set of light armor or not. If you're playing against teams or agents that either don't have the right money, depending on the util they have to buy, or the tendencies, not so valuable on that pistol round, but there's plenty of good value.
There's also agents where it just works pretty well for in how they're buying. I think Viper is an example, right? Where you spend 200 on your orb, and then, well, you have 600 left over. Do I really need a snakebite? Maybe not.
Yeah, when you can have a light armor, when the option is light armor, snakebite, or the bandit, I don't hate the bandit choice coming on through. Dujazin, through it all, has managed to pick himself up a Vandal, but doesn't see anyone on the other side of things, so is left without much of a purpose in this round.
That's so sad. You also have to remember that the gun sounds cool, and it feels good to shoot, so.
Okay, those are compelling.
Those are compelling sells.
Is there anything else you've got for me?
No, I mean the other reasons were the main ones.
Okay, yeah. I'm bought in. I'm mainly on the sounding cool thing.
Yeah.
This A main fight, though, was just absolute destruction. That was kind of a throwaway round from Evil Geniuses. You can write that one off, maybe overcommitting. Up into main.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll take that. Now we'll see what they've got for us on an honest buy round.
Well, it looks like they might just be running back the pistol. All 5 players ready to go in B main. Envy, as compared to EG, are going to run a lot more fast rounds on their attack.
Fight up from Okeanos, trying to contest this orb so Poppin can't just get a free Nightfall. They're not even waiting for it. Kenan is up and over. Look at that dive. Nice work out of him. But Okeanos still yet to fall. 1 kill in mid, but Calm is completely holding it. Wow. Shot straight in the back of the head. Envy around every single corner. This time the B hit goes perfectly for them.
A bit more reserved from Envy that time. They slowed things down in the middle of that hit, then re-swinging together to kill these players that flooded in backside. That was a great little pause.
But I also love how Envy call around EG's expectations. When you see Poppin on the fade is 1 off of the Nightfall, you expect you have a little bit of time. He's going to go into main, he's going to pick up the orb, they're going to ult, then they're going to exec.
Nah.
Instead, it was that combo piece between the paranoia out of Rossi and Kesnet on the dive that really got that initial pick going. And then, of course, like you said, reset and continue that hit in as a team after Kesnet had TP'd back to the squad.
So Envy keep their lead here, go up 9-7. And they're gonna have that ultimate you talked about online now. Great paranoia as well. I think this is figuring out exactly where Super's anchoring. He played that position on their last B hit round. So here they have the perfect util combo set up to ruin his day.
One of the key differences, though, for Evil Geniuses is how they actually played on that B site. You know, not having the opportunity to fall back and play for the retake. That was just them trying to contest against the hit. I think maybe getting a little surprised by the speed at which Envy continued on forward here. And it has forced them now onto just Sheriffs and a Bucky.
I know Kiana's already dead in A main. EG was going for a re-clear kind of trap play in B main, but no one's home to receive that. So Envy instead will set up for a nice, easy split into A. Scom's just hoping he can get something with that Bucky.
The aeroplane Buckster. I don't even think anyone from Envy is going to run towards him. They know the gaps they went for in this setup. Really taking their sweet time. Eggsters getting itchy. Getting itchy for a fight, and that's going to punish him. Still nowhere really for Calm to play from after that fact. Need a few more lucky breaks for EG to have a shot.
I think he's just going to stay there till he dies. Inevitably to the spike.
Those footsteps reveal everything Inspire needs to know. Get the kill, slip on away, turn back in for another, mow down some more on the eco. Not too bad there for Inspire, and for Rossi to finish the job.
So Envy go up to 10, and we approach really the critical round here for EG. They have rifles online. They had some early success with the pistol, but they've yet to win a rifle round here on their defense.
Yeah, just watch that one more time. The only thing worth watching again, that Bucky kill coming online. But of course, we are going to be moving forward here. You put a big highlight on this round for EG, a must-win round for them. Good news is, I see Dujazin seeing the minimap here. Evil Geniuses, the first plan is going to make things look a little bit more like the pistol round with a very light B side of the map. Play for retake. See what they can do from there. Inspired is all the way up in heaven, as a matter of fact. Maybe some opportunities to look for some spam if Calm's going to throw a dart into the mix. As Exter goes all the way up into heaven, sees that player. That could be a problem. Supa gets the kill on the other side. Now the hindrance really slowing things down for Exter. Finally, the second player approaches through elbow. So it'll be 4-on-4 in the post plant. Keep your eyes on Okeanos, though. There's a player coming in from his back. Inspire so quick to move up into mid, and he's not going to have a chance back into the round. Nightfall was stalling things back into spawn as well, so EG have nowhere to go.
This retake is so hard. You're all pushing in from one angle. Really comes down to Bao's paranoia.
Who's it going to hit? Absolutely no one. Envy in a great position, now committing to the pit, into the post. I think Evil Genius is just going to call this off.
I mean, a Viper Spit, you have no way back in. You've already used your only tool, and you want to save that operator. This round is done. But you already see, the hunt is on. Envy want to get that gun out of their opponent's hands, and that will be a successful endeavor. Everyone falls for EG, and Envy just 2 away from sending us to bind.
Evil Geniuses now with their money in the gutter. That was a round they simply could not lose. Yeah, Envy have done it to them, really switching things up. You see the success of that fight back into elbow, something that had eluded Envy in a similar round back all the way on the pistol.
Well, the thing is that the initial elbow fight didn't even go all that well. There was a team hinder on the player Heaven. Supa gets so much success holding that down. I think where the round got won was Inspire on that mid lurk, killing Bao, meaning there was only one angle to get back in.
Really helped things out. Interesting paranoia and a Hunter's Fury from Calm, sending so much into a round with just the Sheriffs. And at the same time, there was an ultimate on the other side of the map. Rossi behind enemy lines while Inspire tries to creep up through main, shut down by Dujazin. This round is a wild one, because you've still got Okeanos in sight. In this smoke, Evil Genius is starting to rotate over as well as Oki spots a player, spots a shoulder as well, needs some shots but cannot get them. And now Envy have to get past these two players back in spawn. Shouldn't be too hard as the hindrance keeps Kezen alive against all odds. A shock dart now lands the kill. And now with another shot out of Calm. He is stepping up for EG. 4-on-2 for them. Rossi in the smoke. The shorty has to be everything. He's low. Rossi's got to have these. But they dodge the flash. He's not looking any of the right ways. Calm, nobody has a bullet. It's madness. And Exter now without a gun to play with. EG will take this thrifty.
That round was all about Calm. The shock dart to confirm his teammate's kill. The Sheriff shots after that, locking things down. And as soon as Envy loses numbers, it's the same script. They will get aggressive. They will fight into you. And you saw EG, even in a chaotic round, a round they had to win, they take the time to pause, wait for that aggression in CT. And even though it got a little silly, they're rewarded for it.
They absolutely are.
What the?
So Evil Geniuses, who won Abyss on a thrifty, have now kept themselves alive here on Corrode with a second. Have 4 ultimates heading into this next round. This would be a big one for them. Operator on the line from Oki. That's one of the duelists out of the equation.
But there's still more to come, and we are going to continue this push into the A site.
Hard for Envy to fight forward. The shot, the swing a little bit wider. So the plant goes down, and now a Viper's pit to try and flood back into the site. That's the idea out of Supa. Bao's getting spammed down, and a hindrance ready to go on the other side. So many ultimates about to be thrown into this retake. Evil Geniuses know how much is riding on. That's 4 ultimates at the same time. And yet it's all stalled out by 1Cs. By Poppin on this line. Flash turned, runs away. Exter just being baited for. But Exter's not doing anything. His whole team is falling down. Now he has to do something. He cannot. EG for a 9th.
EG have one of the best individual offers that you could have, and he chooses to step aside. Give the op to Okeanos this round. Steps in with 3, and again keeps his team alive. If they lost this round, game over. Like you called out, 4 ultimates used. Their money not in a great position.
Sucks. Nice!
But they close it out, and the gap narrows to 2.
Getting a little bit nervous now for Envy. Stepping onto the stage for the first time. Now to lock in and close out this second map to keep things going. Quick up from Kesnet. Now drops down the lights as well. Nobody actually in that path. And it has allowed Envy to move forward very confidently towards the safe side.
It's going to be a full 5-on-5 retake.
Last time Envy got stalled out on the forward look. This time they're not even trying it just yet. Now the cover clears. A paranoia out. EG pulling the trigger. Envy really shying away from these lines. They don't feel good about this, but they have the Nightfall now to fight on through. That'll be 1 out of Egster. But Dudgeson doesn't even care. Can't hear anything back to back with Bao. And these kills continue to falter on in. The lurk now. There's a shorty right in front of him. Superman gets the first knockdown. He cannot take it. Envy on a map point.
A chaotic end to the round. Kesnet bypassing his opponent in the smoke, but gets the rifle up in time. Chuckling about the outcome. That was a very different approach from Envy. Like you called out, they didn't fight up. Instead, play a much more passive post plan. Only go for the duel once they activate that Nightfall. And really a run like that, 5-on-5, comes down to the littlest things. And thankfully for Envy, their substitute closed it out.
Dudgeson steps into main. Not hit by the C's, but was hit by the flash. He teleports back, and now with the lurk dying in mid, Envy really locked into this fight. A saturate hits Dudgeson himself. I'm not even sure what happened. It's madness. Kesnet is up on top of site, and Envy continue on in. Nice hold out of Oki. So it's just Kesnet now in 4 on the round. Keeps Evil Geniuses in it.
Okeanos, in his sophomore year of VCT Americas, is just performing so well. 23 kills at this point on the second duelist. And what a job he did anchoring here. That last shot is nasty.
Really crisp work out of him. And as always, playing up to the crowd.
And that round did start really wild. Both saturates went into that same corner and hit on to Jazin trying to anchor.
Yeah, I don't know. The
bracket, you have to play so much to qualify. So many games to make it there. It's a lot simpler to just not
win?
lose, just stay in the upper bracket.
God, when you put it like that, it all makes sense.
And it does. Back to the well, maybe, with at least a feint of this B hit, but it's a very heavy hold from EG in main.
This is aggressive on the anti-eco from Okeanos. He's not entirely rewarded for it either. Dudgeson never really took a chance to go for the swing, and again, looking for that fight. Evil Geniuses maybe trying to switch up the formula here on an anti-eco, be less predictable.
But they've given away a gun.
Yeah, it's not so rewarding.
And V work back into mid. That was pretty much uncontested ground.
Nice shot.
That's a problem dealt with. The gun is taken away, and now DG turns to attend to mid.
He's on all the right lines at all the right times. Does only get that second before being traded out. And Supa's on relatively low HP. There is a world here where NV can get the spike down.
Both these players are so low. Scum got something cooking with the shocks.
Do NV have an idea? Right now, that idea is separate, divide and conquer.
Practically the perfect guns against low HP players. An Odin and a Judge.
Paranoia forward, pushes back into the corner, Rossi for 3, and a thrifty map win for Envy. With 67 combined HP on those two players, they don't care. They start their years off, Mimi.
That we are. Excited to see how EG wants to play this attack side on Corrode. They were very much defined by super slow rounds, working to bait Envy into re-aggression before really figuring everything out to make a decision. And the start for them this half is slow as well with the duelists on the corners.
Envy just paired up 2 and 2 in Showers and over towards B long. I think looking at the minimap, there was a bit of a fight over towards Showers. Quick teleport away from Digizen early on after spotting 2 players. And now Envy choose to keep things a little more quietly as the smoke expires.
Kesnet was thinking about a fight, and now that opportunity will arise.
Bit of a mess there as Okeanos left without any real help from the rest of Evil Geniuses, and we saw him finding a lot of success early on EG's attack back on Corrode, but Envy have done a lot of work now to improve on their extremity control, now forcing EG over towards the A side.
Yeah, they saw the Brim Smoke plus 2 players long. They knew that this is only a too strong setup on A, but the issue is still backside, which EG do not have control over.
Yeah, there's also that Viper Orb on default, making it hard for EG to advance in, except for the creep up. And actually threatening a backside plant of all things is wild as a teleport comes on through. Poppin now hindered on up, taken on down. And Envy just mowed down. It's a 3-on-2 right now for Rossi. Sort of stuck in the corner, calling in support from Inspire, but it's around the world now for Evil Genius as they hop in that teleporter. Hear that pressure behind them of a follow-up TP out of Inspire. Now gonna plant the spike, just 10 seconds left on the clock. Inspire stays alive for the time being. Really being loud with it and crouching straight into another kill. There's a player right underneath him. Comms looking the wrong way. It's 3 for Inspire and another pistol.
That was a scary round for Envy. They ended up having to play that essentially as 2 1v2s on the work back in, but Inspire just wins his outright.
I don't understand how every single map so far we've had one of these situations where, like, back on Abyss, Inspire, top site B, falling down on players, getting a kill. We saw the Omen on top of site underneath another player. Absolute madness. Got another one here.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
We're not going to get the answer, I guess.
I don't know. I always love when we show those reacts and then you just see them have to stop talking and go like collect their chair and sit back down for the next round.
Don't want to pull into Vera. Gotta be locked in and ready to go.
That's a deep cut.
I was there for it. All right. And the hindrance just going to make things a little bit slowed down for the time being. Envy completely locked down these extremities. And I think if you can maintain control over Showers and B long on the map of Bind, you're going to have yourself a really pleasant defense side.
That's one way to put it, yeah. It becomes a lot more pleasant when you do have that space. And Inspire will ensure that at least on the Santiago that is locked down.
Even a shot through the wall there. Takes Supalo.
And the reason holding on to one of those 2 sides is so good is that even if your opponents do go for a dive play, your backside anchor can just fall away and you're still retaking from 2 angles. Makes it a lot easier than getting full pushed off on binds where, especially towards B, is kind of tough to retake.
This chip damage just making a bad situation even worse. And that'll just about be wraps now for Evil Geniuses. Rossi getting a little creative, jumping up on this one. Evil Geniuses love to take their time. That's a really important thing to remember about them. And Rossi gonna get us through this round with a flawless for Envy.
So now EG, we have to see what they actually want to put together. I think the biggest issue, like you're bringing up, is their approach to extremity control. On the pistol round, the way they lost was a re-clear on B long. They killed one of their duelists as they were taking that space. And for most of this map and their previous attack side, they've always had kind of a 2-2 on each extremity. I wouldn't mind seeing them start stronger towards one side early, just to really pressure, get in embed, and then go back and clear the other side to say Showers. And this time they are doing that. 3 players ready to take B long.
Still 2 on the other side of things. As Inspired actually got all the way up into that smoke on A short. Trying to play a little bit more of these close range angles here on the bonus from Envy.
Envy oftentimes to go for re-aggression in positions like this here. They temper it.
Yeah, dash and a flash sends Rossi on out of there, but still
He's
playing
so
right on the
tempted.
side of the wall.
Inspire really wants to see if he can make something happen around this smoke.
Yeah, the fight on short's going to come a little bit later if we ever end up seeing Supa activate on that, which he doesn't, playing a little bit weaker on this side of the map. Evil Geniuses don't really have a clear plan in this round so far.
They will group back towards A now. With an embed towards Showers, it makes it a bit easier, but look at this stack already for Envy. 3 players here, including that Brimstone still within the smoke. Inspire, a problem.
Absolutely is. Steps on through that smoke at just the wrong timing, though. Less of a problem now as Eggster says he's going to be the problem.
30 seconds left.
Now sets up a flash for his teammate. Drops on out of heaven. I mean, this is a little bit hypey
20
from
seconds.
Envy. Just stepping on back into this. They've got the molly down on the spike, making it hard to get the plant down. Now another swing out of Eggster. Means there's just 15 seconds left to grab that spike, plant it, and there's more members of Envy on the approach. It's a great stun out of Poppin', and there's just not enough time. Not with all these players coming in. It's a bonus for Envy.
EG have got to speed up on these anti-ecos. You remember, last map, going too slow on an anti-eco, that was the critical thing that shut down their comeback on Corrode. And here again, well, you do have to credit Eggster with some stunning individual play. They just didn't leave themselves options. The Viper Molly stalls out, and because they never took Showers control, that extra extremity, there was too many angles for EG to deal with.
Just a quarter of a second difference on that smoke, blocking off Eggster there. And he seizes that to punish EG, now onto a bad buy. Again, just getting bullied away from B Long. This has been consistent from Envy. They have done very well to make it impossible for EG to ever get into a comfortable position on these slow rounds, and it continues here with an even further step up that they hadn't showed before.
And with that extremity player dead for EG, they basically have no map control already. Having used the Prowlers for calm. And sure, it is just an anti-eco, but I think the way that their map control has been completely taken away here is a bigger issue continuing to show through.
I would be surprised not to see an earlier timeout here come in from Potterns, try to solve some of these problems for EG, whether that's changing the approach and how they actually want a full fight for B Long control, or even just switching up their general macro ideas, because whether it's been the long control or some of these fights into Showers, it has been a drought in terms of map control for EG.
One enemy remaining.
And that's only going to continue here for another round.
Does Potter call the timeout?
Are you waiting for the answer?
I'm waiting for the answer.
You're
I thought it might have happened like right there and then, but it didn't. So the answer is no. At least for the moment. But I think if we're talking about solutions for EG, I think first of all, obviously, you need to have better extremity control if you're playing this kind of slow style. They have been slowing down. They've been wanting to take this space, but generally they've only ever found one part of the map, and when they're eventually hitting, they're still dealing with that extremity. Option B, just simplify. It's bind. Go for a hard exec. You have double duelist.
That certainly would work for them. They still have to solve the B-Long problem if they want to commit into the B side of things, which really pressure has been shown. This time EG have some bodies and have the chance to dash on in. Has to fall away as Okeanos capitalizes on the distraction, but no one else left to support him again. Means it's just a 1-for-1, and all the while, Kesnet, after leaving B-Long, has gotten into hookah, crept on down, now puts down some damage before escaping once again.
So it's a reset. Envy have just re-cleared B-Long, and this is back to square one. A 4-on-4, and EG don't really have map control.
But if things get a little bit lower on the clock, I mean, even without, Envy have some options. Inspire has the orbital strike. EG.
He has a molly too. This is a lot of stall on A.
The stall on the planter was the big problem in the previous round, and he's primed it. Here it comes. Thought those players a little further up into lamps, but it gives Envy so much more space. They can go right back into that. Despite into Showers goes Eggster's way. And now how do you plant the spike? There's a smoke on default. Kesnet is out of lamps. Kesnet taken down. It's not comfortable as Inspire lines him up. Sends him home. 5-0 for Envy.
They are decimating EG on defense here. And Inspire just looks so good doing so. This is how that round started. EG actually finds success in getting a pick long, but there wasn't support for that trade. And once this B-side exit comes through, that kill in Showers is really everything. Once Inspire gains that space, you see that he actually puts down a smoke on default and then with his teammates can swing in together and just spam the planters. Put EG in a position where they have to either swing through that.
On a broken bye here in round 6 in present day. And it will just be them running down A short, it appears. Doesn't take a college degree to see what's happening on the minimap.
No, it doesn't. The problem, though, is they're not going to have showers control, and that has been the problem constantly. There's that same smoke from Inspire.
What they could do, though, is just fight into backside, and I think that's got to be the idea for them, and he gets mollied off, actually. Nice quick thinking from Inspire. Means EG have to set their eyes once again onto default.
And here's the stall. Smoke up, 1 molly, 2 mollies, and spam the follow.
End. So now the fight on through. Good utility out of Evil Geniuses. These are the right ideas. Unfortunately, I just don't really think they mean enough versus the setup that Envy had. Envy already had 3 players on this side of the map. Yeah, flawless, in quotes.
In quotes. No flaws, that's for sure. I think what's really been cooking EG on these A takes is the bigger picture is obviously not having showers control, but a micro thing is that smoke. You see that Viper orb that's thrown up? That's being cycled with a Brim smoke as well. So there's always something there that means EG is at a disadvantage. He tried to knife him.
Welcome to the big stage.
Yep.
Get ready for more of that.
Yeah, that's what you can expect, but when they're swinging through that smoke at such a big disadvantage.
Ooh. I like the change in setup from Envy. It's a rifle round. They've also put Inspire over on the B side of that for the first time, I think, this game.
Yeah, extra as an op as well. That's also new.
So the ideas that Potter might have put in the minds of EG in the previous timeout may be less relevant in a round like this, when Inspire is just sitting inside that smoke with a shorty.
They love the shotguns, don't they?
I mean, the thing is, Calm has the Nightfall. That's kind of a go, but oh no, the Prowler didn't see him! And now the ultimate, that's good. Poppin's getting chewed on through. Evil Genius is not out of the round yet, and it's through the good work of Bao. Stepping in through the smoke, sent packing, goes Kesnet.
Spike planted.
Now, if you look at the map, it is madness. Both Vipers on the other team's side of the map. We got flanks on flanks. The only known quantity really right now is that Kesnet was back in spawn. So Rossi has a chance to step on through here. Needed that kill to keep this game perfect for Envy, and it won't be. Evil Geniuses take their first unbind.
A great combo there with the slow from Tijazin coming through with Bao's ultimate. And this time the scaling just a little bit better. Both duelists get into the site. No one gets stalled off by a molly, and this was nearly a nightmare. Losing Calm where they did.
Look, it's really easy to play around when the your ult tells them exactly where you are, and then you just put all your utility on that player to get the kill. Helps them get into the site.
Let's go, guys. Let's go.
Now they need to show they can do that in other ways. Fight on down B long. That's flashes on flash. Sokianos can't see anything, but his teammate had his back. And that is pivotal to start off this round.
Finally, EG have a pick off the beginning of the round. I don't think we've seen any rounds really where they've had that advantage. And now it's the classic Envy. They love re-aggressing, pushing up, challenging when they're down a man. But EG's ready for it. They're just waiting.
Yeah, Inspire only has the one more smoke remaining, so doesn't want to hang out for too long up there on A short. Doesn't want to force himself to use that so early into the round, but he might have to anyways.
DG with that attack sided off.
Oh, this is a good line for the convergence.
Spire has a molly to use with that as well.
But EG have called around it for the time being, gearing up over onto B.
Gun here.
Still Rossi is here, and help starting to filter over. Kesnet arriving with that off. That's thanks to a Trailblazer that just re-cleared up through A.
30 seconds left.
EG ready to fire away. Kesnet lights up down long, really segmenting off this hit with 20 seconds on the clock. Rossi and Kesnet, how long can they hold? They can't escape the site. They've got to buckle in. And now it's just Rossi left on his own. He's knocked down. EG take another back-to-back.
EG that time punish the aggression on B long. Wait a moment, but they don't let time become the enemy. Pick the right timing to re-exec into B. And now finally have chained 2 rounds together and are building something here on Bind.
We'll see it again. This Nightfall just sends Kesnet and Rossi scattering, and the mollies just continually being sent back there on spawn not only locks those players onto site, so they can't leave, but the support also is just getting chewed through.
And Envy is always a team that loves to flood retake. That's their big thing on defense, and those mollies completely hamper that effort.
Well, Mimi, Kesnet's got an operator down B long this time.
A little fake gap in the smoke. Hello.
Oh.
That's a big missed opportunity.
Needed that one. So now B long, which Envy have controlled so consistently during the first quarter of this half, has now been taken away from them in back-to-back rounds. Warning shots.
But EG holding for now. Just 4-1, leaving a lurk over towards A short. And Envy this time without any really aggressive positions, bar Rossi, who just challenges.
Yeah, and there's no one in a position to turn around, cover him, look for a trade, nothing. Just gets away with murder there. And a mid-round Seekers is great information as well. Only sees the one still on the B side. Sees two going in, so Poppin is running behind that outside of Hookah right now, while EG are forced into the A side. He's got a quick flank. Inspire, ready to stall out this plant too. Eggster spotting absolutely everything with the dive on over. That is mayhem out from Envy, putting Insanity up to 100, and it is paying off for them. Beautiful look out from Envy. I mean, look where the spike is. It's in the backside of Lamps. It doesn't make any sense as Envy are running away with this half.
Those are the plays you have to be ready for when you're in a match against Envy. Rossi in this corner, drops the wall, challenges Digits in. No one's there to trade it. This just cascades into a classic Envy defense.
Yo,
Chaotic swings, good util.
There's no front.
I don't even know what he's saying, but Rossi's passionate.
Yeah, you know, million words a minute. Getting it through, but Envy, I mean, just instantly resetting after losing a couple of rounds. Really love to see that out from them. Again, it'll be Kesnet rocking the operator. EG still have money, but are way more timid to actually contest early space nowadays. Now it comes in, that flash on in, but a quick teleport away nets them nothing. Now they're without the double dash. And Inspire has slipped up all the same. They're spamming for him, they're looking for him, but on 2 HP, he can still deliver.
But into the site is EG. They have a post plan established. Envy, the player's already in heaven. They want a flood.
Coming into it now as Kesnet distracts on the other side. Eggster finds his mark on the other. One shot, two, now knocked down. But his evil geniuses back away into the corner of this pit. Envy are on the approach.
Calm disappears back towards short.
Oh, it's calm around the world, all the way back through showers. Classic looks for him, knowing that Envy have to work slowly into the pit. Knowing he has this opportunity. That is vintage calm. Going for it. Decent plant for him. And Supa still delaying on the outside of this smoke. Now it comes down to Calm as the pit falls. That'll be a kill for him. And Kesnet is low. Not a lot of time to play with either. Calm is just playing with his food. He is toying with him. He will fall, but there's not enough time left. He wins it for EG.
It's just classic, isn't it? All the way around the world with the Red Bull clutch for Calm. Just feels right seeing that back in an EG jersey.
I missed watching that. I'm not gonna lie. When will teams expect it? That's the real question.
Never. Seemingly never.
Yeah, hard to know exactly what to do in a situation like that. Calm could be in so many different places. And ultimately, it's just that time game that ends up paying off for EG.
I really thought Eggster had the round-winning play there, jumping through heaven, getting 2 kills, but in shutting down that double swing, he doesn't kill the Viper, so Supa's pit stays up, that sets up the flank, and wins around for EG.
Now Evil Geniuses throw a fake Prowler on the A side of the map, while the rest of the team challenges into Hookah. A different idea from them. Haven't seen much of this, and have not seen the Judge either. Poppin waits a moment before shying away, and that is now EG without one of their duelists.
DG's having a lot rougher game here. Been getting shut down a lot in some of these early rounds. And that means the ultimate not available here.
Ooh.
That's another pick as well out of Kesnet. That was a refight through showers.
Envy have done a very good work at shutting down the
Scout destroyed.
solo players, solo lurkers out of EG.
In the first quarter, they had very proactive holds on the extremities. Now we're seeing a lot more re-clear plays, and that has been successful in these last few rounds.
Means that EG haven't really been in a position to play a comfortable side exec a whole lot, even when they've got ultimates or could farm an orb and get one online. Now they're heading in 3-on-3 on this B site. Without that same setup utility, the shots, though, continue connecting. Poppin' with the judge is a problem, and they're gonna try and solve that with the ultimate. Bao wants to take this round. A flank already from Inspire. He's found his way into hookah, but currently smoked off. Doesn't have an eye in just yet. As EG reposition 2 players into elbow. And they're going all the way around the world too. Taking their time. Envy haven't found a fight, it's odd. It's peculiar. And now Inspire out of the equation. And there's players on every single front. 3 from Okeanos to keep EG in it.
I didn't think that would be an EG round. Down 3-on-5, making it happen on that V-Exec. But Okeanos getting some great work done, practically alone towards long there. This initial fight, and then the Brimstone ult coming in. You saw Poppin just getting lost in the smokes there, caught out by the ult.
Yeah, because I think without that ult, there's no chance EG win the round.
No, because there's still a player backside with a judge.
And you only have 20 seconds left on the clock, and you don't have the util to clear him.
Yeah, you don't even have your main dive character anymore. Despite that, though, we're into round 12, and EG, from what was a dismal start, have a chance to pull this 7-5.
EG want to go quick. Dimensional drift into showers already. 1 player spotted into the corner. Realizes EG don't have control of showers. And Didge is in, trying to hit into backside. Okeanos playing inside of the smoke. That is madness! 2 for Oki. And Evil Geniuses slow things down. They still haven't planted the spike, but they have major numbers in this post.
It's a 4-on-2, and both players from Envy completely separated with only stingers in hand. There's no logical way for Envy to win this round, especially with DG already re-flanking.
Poppin makes a footstep, and that will seal his fate. Evil Geniuses, even 4-on-2 in full control. Doing due diligence here to win the round. Poppin has no clue what's happening to him. And neither does Eggster. Evil Geniuses within 2 at the half.
A really great recovery from them. They were getting dominated at the start of this game, losing both extremities pretty much every round. But they start to figure it out, start to find solutions to get that space. Throwing a couple of these faster hits as well, and there's some performances with guys like Okeanos in back-to-back rounds. Make this map 3 doable.
Yeah, it's a mirror fashion to map number 2, 7-5 at the half, Envy leading, but this time EG carrying a whole lot more momentum into that. As a matter of course, setting us up for a pretty exciting way to close out this series, and we'll have that after
To shut those 2 down.
See how well they can manage that. Early on, it does look like Envy have some interesting ideas over towards the A side of the map. Slanted wall over on a short 5 players ready to pop out behind it. Not wasting any time. The dog on Poppin as well. Double dash up to the top of site, and Calm was waiting for it with a frenzy of all things. And Envy not slowing down either. They're continuing forward. Stopped by a seize as Calm continues to lock it down. Only now to falter. Now with Eggster taken on out. Seems like Envy still have not been dissuaded from that forward fight.
But already 2 players back through showers. There's a flank on a flank. This is such a weird run, but
Yeah.
Inspire still
It's
gets
just a 1-for-1 at the end of the day. Gun barrel spotted. Out from Rossi. It's EG up a player right now as shots go wide. It's a bit of a mess on every front. Poppin in a 1-on-3, but the spike is just being diffused. He can't stay alive regardless. EG take their 6th.
Very nice hold from EG. They knew that a fast play was coming. As soon as they heard noise down short, Calm backs all the way up towards spawn and is able to receive that waylay and that Yoru diving in. And while that's happening, the other parts of this retake are activated. EG's calling that it's a backside fight, so the reaction is to double TP and have a fast flank in. Those are all the right ideas to shut down these kind of hard executes for EG, and that's the momentum just continuing into the second half.
Keeping that ball rolling. So once again, we've got Didges in, picking up the Outlaw. Actually, a bit of a investment out of Envy of all things. Couple of the Bandits, one Sheriff. Supa's being challenged on the B side. Digizin goes down to a nice headshot, and that is Envy with full control of the B site.
Yeah, no matter your guns, retaking B is tough. This is a scary round now for EG.
Spike planted.
Very forward hold from Envy too.
Already taking elbow control with Inspire.
Oh, they're just swarming. 4 players now reposition into elbow, and the fights continue on through. A perfect snake bite. Divided Supa from the rest of the team. Even a little extra scouting on Eggster. I mean, Envy did everything right in this round. Just one headshot out of Kesnet was what they needed to start it. Now in a beautiful position in the post plant.
Last player standing.
I'm curious where Kesnet is going right now because he's going around. Kesnet's on the A site while Calm is killing them on B. There's not enough time left. He's just gonna be here to take the gun out of Calm's hands eventually. Calm ready for the one angling. Kesnet there to deliver. Nothing makes sense here in this one.
It's one kill that makes the difference that round. Digizin at the start of this series was absolutely dominating with the scope. Was feasting on the Antigas with the Outlaw, was on point with the AWP, but here misses one shot, opens up the B side, and like you say, Envy did everything right in their post plant, took the right fight, had a great molly and elbow, and suddenly momentum is gone for EG.
It's looking a little bit grim. It's also looking like we're still in the pre-round, but I can tell you we have moved into the next round.
There we are.
And we are. It was simply just walking up to A short from Evil Geniuses. They have no buy in this round, of course. Let's trying things a little bit more aggro themselves. Now taking a timing in front of the dog. No one was holding for him, but eventually the trade is found. Bandit in the hand of Oki, but not gonna make anything work out with that one. It's Evil Genius's own eco round. Not gonna amount to much here, Mimi.
No, this is another clean one for Envy. And really, I think some of the even more worrying things, despite just losing that eco, is that Envy not only have got the momentum on the side, they've got the money, but they're also starting to build an ult economy very early in this half.
Envy just doing some gun swapping to enable Eggster to charge on in, get the dimensional drift online. Setting themselves up beautifully, as you're saying. And Inspire continues to do good work here. A 9th round on the board for Envy.
Pretty much a dream position for them. EG now. This is the round they absolutely have to win. Digizin has an operator online. They have guns. If they lose this round, this is starting to look like a full-on Envy snowball. But I think it's tough to get value with an AWP against a comp like this. Envy is so aggressive. They have so many tools to either blind or block off an AWP line. Despite all that, I still think that DG, he's got to be the man, and well, this round doesn't look like he's on the right side.
Envy moving 5 players towards B. They got the dimensional drift. It's just going to be an exec, you have to imagine. So my eyes really head towards Okeanos, who just gave up his position in hookah, instead choosing to fall on out. EG want to play for the retake. Actually, Oki's getting right back into it. That's a little bit wild. What is he doing out there on his own? Envy just crushed those 2 anchors. I thought they were anchors. They went back into smokes, trying to fight back in.
I think this is already a save, especially if Calm dies in elbow. There's no way EG can win this.
Calm has secured 1. Calm might try to do a little bit extra on his own as Inspire goes in again for another kill. Calm is islanded on site. Not easy for him to escape at this point, so he might have to keep this fight up. Taps the spike, spotted by a dog. I mean, good luck. That's not gonna matter. So Bao just stims himself on out, recovers the operator, I guess, is the smallest of wins.
Does he get to keep it? I don't think so.
I'm not sure. 1 bullet left. Maybe you can line up all 3 of these guys. I don't know. 1 kill and now the shorty. That's a little funny, but at the end of the day, it's just 3 more kills for Inspired.
And Envy goes up to 10. The AWP purchase amounts to nothing, and you called it out, but I think that the way EG played that, it felt like they were very back and forth. Everyone got off site looking like they wanted to play set retake, and then at kind of the last second, you see Okeanos run back into site. He gets mollied off, he gets slowed by the waylay, and suddenly with him dead, a 3-on-5 with an off, that's pretty much unwinnable in a B retake. And now they're on an eco.
It's getting worse. It's getting worse for Evil Geniuses. You know, one of the things that plagued them throughout 2025 as an organization was they would get into these advantaged maps all the time, go up 11-4, 12-5, these types of things. So many games that ended up slipping away from them. That didn't happen in map number 1, but now it feels like a series that's slipping away from them.
You'd think even earlier than that, in 2024, you had some maps like that as well. It's a bit of a theme with EG.
Well, A-site crumbling also starting to be a theme. This time, of course, on the half buy. Stitches in, goes all the way back to B. That was maybe the craziest visual thing I've ever seen.
Supa did find one shot with the Sheriff, and they are up numbers. With the gun recovered, and Calm with an ult, maybe there's a chance.
We'll see. There's a Nightfall thrown into the mix. And now there's only one player left. Kesnet decayed down to 1. 2 bullets in this Outlaw chamber. That's 1, but he can't get away. And Evil Geniuses will write the course.
Quite literally out of nowhere. Bring that one back under control and finally break this streak. I want to see on the replay where these kills were coming from.
Over here.
It started off so good for Envy, taking that site, fighting back towards Showers, and GT being all the way back, but it was Okeanos with that recovered weapon.
One right work. Yes, yes.
He seems to agree. I think the Nightfall caught 2 or 3 players there, which was a big deal.
Hold on, something aggressive maybe here towards short. Walking into this close cubby, but with the dog spotted, DG is forced to walk away.
Yeah, that waylay is just so good at stalling out any quick ideas. But of course, there's always a second layer, and here goes Kesnet. Moving over to the right side for some early scouting. Spotted 1 player, but Envy are not locked into this just yet.
It's a fake. They want to go back into B.
Only Supa here, and that might be all he needs. 1 kill already as Rossi steps through the molly, taking a timing. Instantly spotted though, Supa's locking it down. And they just keep on coming. 1 by 1, the members of Envy into the site, now bring it to a 2-on-3. But there's a spike they have to go back and recover. There's this massive laser dividing things up, slowing it down for now. And Kesnet, I mean, how do you go back and get the spike when EG can fight you at any time? No smokes available. Exter's right in front of it! Exter for 4!
Completely alone towards CT. A 1-on-3, and Exter cuts them all down. And from elation for EG, winning an eco round, being up numbers in this.
You died last. Good job.
And the Yoru expert takes it back.
I mean, Exter's playing a phenomenal game. Even look back to the previous match.
They've been nothing if not quick in this half, and looks like here again, they want to just put a fixture on the B site.
Dimensional drift, courtesy of Exter's 4K in round 18, and this time wasting not even a second. Already up, sees nothing, might have seen a shoulder. Yeah, player spotted there. And now with Supa just still holding it down. Hold on a minute. Kesnet out of the picture. Poppin comes on through, so it's not over just yet. And Evil Geniuses are trying to retake fast as well. Ditches in, sees that planter, tries to set it up on the other side. But Exter still waiting inside of the smoke, and Envy, with these forward fights, continue to impress. In the exact same position, he carved up EG in the previous round. Exter again sends him packing.
These rounds are just classic Envy. The set strats are so well drawn up. The aggression in the post flank, completely disrupting any team who would want to play retake.
I mean, that's 7 kills in 2 rounds from Exter.
Ridiculous. And on that B side, I love that smoke that they throw down just to get Yoru out of his ultimate. Pick a side to fight from. And then, like you mentioned, that same position, just dominating CT control. 12-7. that was the round for EG. They used an ult, they committed into it. And now if they want to bring this back, they need to win 5 in a row.
So side holds have been fairly strong from EG's anchors, but the retakes have not. They're switching things up and going real aggro outside of B. Doesn't matter though, because Inspire is having a monster game on the Brimstone. All it does is give a free A side on the other side. Nice shot out from Calm and Supa to return over towards A. So it's EG with numbers in the retake.
Planted.
Still, it's a strong position for Envy. They have a crossfire towards this side, but EG, they have enough time to wait for their flank to come into play.
Two important things is the Lamps fight, how long Poppin can stay alive. And also this flank coming online. Poppin is down, and now the flank in too. Kesnit and Rossi holding it down, but the flank is here. Rossi can stall some time with this molly. Pressure to try and come in, knowing the spam through the wall too. Pulls them away from the spike, but Supa continues to deliver.
What a half Supa's having. This has been rough for EG, but even in the rounds they're losing, he's getting 2-3 kills in so many of these positions. And they absolutely need him.
Right where.
This round started a lot better for EG, holding against that fast aggression towards B, being in a bit more proactive positions to actually disrupt instead of being forced to play into the flood retake that they've been absolutely unable to find success in.
Well, I'm getting word that we have a technical pause coming on.
Year one for that history. He's always been great individually, but these teams have never found success. And for an English-speaking roster to take that risk, pick him up, he's got a lot to prove in his 3rd season of VCT Americas.
See what he can do here. The tail end of this series. Evil Geniuses, you can see with a judge in Bao's hand. Some light armor scattered here and there. But Envy, who looked to go down B long, initially see that pit and decide very clearly against it.
This game has been defined by B hits, but now they'll be forced back towards A, back into the judge of Bao.
And Bao's got teammates to play for some assistance, some distraction. Judges in, holding the wider line right now. The Prowler, the dog, needs to be shot. A good hinder too. As Bao slowed down on top, and nice shot out of Bao. Not surprised at all by the clone. And Bao charges forward for an extra shot on top. It's a great start to the round from Evil Geniuses, but Rossi has crept into the site. Inspire falls, and now Rossi, the last hope, still has to go back up into short and recover the spike. Catches Oki looking the wrong direction, but it doesn't even matter.
Envy has been slamming B round after round. This time, EG have the checkmate with the ultimate. They show a really great bait setup there for Bao. They still knew Bao was in this corner, but despite that, he shows the true discipline to not shoot the clone. And get 2 from that tough spot. So now it turns around a bit. Envy, the ones to call a timeout, losing 2 rounds in a row. And I think they have good reason to. When you talk about shutting down comebacks, you're waiting for that big ult round. And we're getting closer to it. Inspire, Poppin, both with those tools. If they get in a poke.
That pipeline G2 instantly comes to mind, but it's been a while since we've had a team come up and stun on the tier 1 stage through that
2G
pipeline.
was the inverse of G2 in many ways last year.
That they were. Envy trying to write their own history for themselves. It will just, again, be a quicker look for them.
They
now,
love these B hits.
Their guns are scuffed beyond belief.
Does it matter is my question, because
No.
this Bucky in this position scares me.
Now, you don't often see a Waylay dive forward and just randomly spam the smoke with a judge, or with a Bucky, for that matter, but they do it anyways, and now they've got a Viper's Pit down. Envy not in a bad position at all in a B-side post plant. EG have to walk through so much of this gas, go all the way down to low HP. And they don't even have the utility, or the players to play off the utility right now. 4 players into elbow. Envy are fully bundled up on site, and that is massive. Envy tear them apart. Envy, from challengers to Ascension to Americas, will take their first series under the lights.
A flawless eco round to close.